All family members, viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. Here we go now, gang. Wait a second. I'm going to welcome you to the first annual Morton Downey Jr. All-Star Awards show. Tonight, you're going to meet the first Morton Downey All-Star team with 6 of your favorite guests. Now, these are the guests who received the most mail on and the most mail from phone calls. In some cases, some of the most obscene phone calls we've ever had. However, you'll meet everyone from the putrid pornographer to the best-dressed man and woman. They're one. And that's all. All right, plus a cast of other eccentrics. Now, then we'll unleash these crazy on each other and see how tough they really are. The Morton Downey Jr. All-Star in action against each other, wrestling on this stage, grabbing each other. All right, now. Our first Morton Downey All-Star Award goes to the best-dressed man and woman, Paula Sinclair. May we see Paula Sinclair in action on an earlier show, please. I would like to introduce our first guest, Paula Sinclair. Paula, would you come up, please? Fine, hold on. Would Paula Sinclair kindly come to home base?
You're gonna make it work. It's gonna mess me up.
No, you gotta wear it. You gotta wear it. You gotta wear it.
You messed up my makeup.
You gotta wear it. Gotta wear it. You just broke it. Take it in your teeth. Hold that in your teeth. Sit down. Now, do you think my wife should have divorced me for her? Here, the ribbon. All right. All right, now, moving on. And incidentally, one of you lucky guys tonight will get a date with Paula. We have selected the member of our studio audience who will be dating Paula already. I saw you the other night at a party.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go. Let me introduce out. Our next award goes to a woman I just love to hate, all right? The putrid pornographer, Diane Hansen. Now, here's a little clip of her debut on the Morton Downey Show. Let's see Diane.
Oh, I was married for 5 years.
I wouldn't even look at a tramp like you for all the money in the world.
Pull it down. Let's see it.
Would Diane Hansen please come out and receive her award? That lucky medal. All right. Our third All-Star recipient gets the nicest killer I ever met award. And here's how Gino Gentile, on his first Downey program, reacted. May we see Gino, please? So, come here.
Feels good knowing
Strap
that if a police
Chubby in
officer
here,
or
will
him
ya?
or somebody's killed,
Strap Chubby in here.
someone who doesn't care about life.
Let me ask the audience. Let me ask the audience. Does he fry? Wait a second. Does he fry? Does he fry? Or does he go free? Fry him! All right. Come on in, Gino Gentile. Receive your medal.
You really must hate Dukakis all the way from Boston.
There you go, pal. Sit down. Wait, let me see.
I was going to get him for you.
Oh. A wonderful, beloved, two-time murderer. All right. Now, recipient number 4 is a real... Recipient number 4. Incidentally, she happens to be the publisher of Jugs magazine. Recipient number 4. He will be excited when he gets out here because this guy's a real sicko. This guy spent a fortune waxing away the hours, all right, to phone sex operators. Now let's find out exactly how much this guy spent on getting the old... Go to this guy's face. Randy, how much was your bill, pal?
$12,633.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you. Wait a second. Now this guy got sucked in, all right? Let me ask you, and I'm not being confrontational, all right? When you'd have these phone sex calls, would you masturbate?
Sometimes, yes.
All right. Well, wait a second. That's what the hell they're for, all right, for the most part. Frankly, what I don't understand is $12,000 worth of masturbation and you're still fat. Would Randy the masturbator enter, please? Now, I sure hope after shaking hands with him I don't get hair on my palm. Our next happens to be one of our favorite audience members ever, and she was also the recipient of lots of phone calls. You'll recall on one of these shows she sat up there screaming and terrorizing the audience, shooting the bird to everyone. All right? Her name is Alice. Let's watch Alice, please. Come on, take that, go right up in their face.
That's a propaganda phrase. Open your book.
Alice, come on in and receive your medal.
I'll make sure I I've got to go to the West Side with this. Why not?
Absolutely.
Mort, the only thing I'm disappointed that you're
Speak
not...
right into my navel.
The only thing I'm disappointed that they took you off at 9 o'clock and you go in at 11:30. What the hell is this?
All right. Our final recipient, our final All-Star. Let me see if I can pick this up. It'll be Ashley. Yeah. Ugh. The toughest guy we've ever met, all right? This guy doesn't just drink water. Watch what he does, all right? Let's see Dr. D. Come on.
You put your body nowhere.
I've been putting my body on the line.
You're crying, man. You ain't never done nothing to nobody. This guy's crying. Let me tell you, I went to the top in every league, AWA, NWA, WWF. I've been there. I made the money, and I was kicked out. But you don't hear me out here crying about it. I didn't need no benefits.
You're right.
I had money. I could buy what I wanted because I was good. I produced, and I did it. And I ain't crying about it. You're the one crying about it.
Anyone
You're
out
a
here.
piece of that's what you are. You're a piece of and I ain't gonna hit you because you're gonna sue me. That's all you are.
All right, doctor. Sit down.
You're a piece of garbage.
All right, bring Dr. D in, please.
Have you got a mic I can talk in?
Oh, yeah, I bet you something next set. I bet you one in the next set. All right. Now, next we're going to see how tough these All-Stars are with each other. Stand by. Let's go around our All-Star bench here. We'll start with Dr. D. Doc, let me just ask you a question. What do you think of your fellow All-Stars here, Paula Sinclair? Any chance that maybe later on tonight I'll find you in fishnet stockings and 4-inch pumps, huh?
No, I don't think so. I tell you, Mort, I hate to be a party pooper here, but if you want to save a lot of trouble here on this show, you can come in with a bulldozer and hog tie all 4 of these people right here and put them in a bulldozer and dump them in the garbage can. And this,
Diane, let's get a woman's point of view. Diane, now you tell me what you think of Paula. Does she make a good-looking lady or what?
I think Paula makes a sexy-looking lady, and that is not... Now, listen. One thing you can say, when a man dresses in drag, he knows the way a woman should look for a man. He's got makeup on, he's got
Lord,
hair
honey,
on,
if
and
that
he is
came
making
into my
himself
bedroom,
look...
I'd puke.
If I came into your bedroom, I'd puke.
I have a producer who does that all the time. One of my producers picks up, what'd you say, our trans what?
Transvestite.
Transvestite. One of my producers picks up transvestites all the time when he's had 4 or 5 drinks. All right, now.
But I'll tell you, Mort.
Let me go to Alice. Let me go to Alice, all right? Alice. Alice. You're not fooling me. You're a woman, right?
That's right, all the way.
As a real estate person in the great city of New York, would you rent a 1-bedroom apartment to her if she walked into you?
Could I do it standing up?
Sure.
Hell no!
Randy.
Fortunately, I live in Philadelphia where I have legal protection, and Philadelphia is more enlightened than New York.
You got
let me
legal
come to you,
protection
Paul,
here in the city of New York, too. But who the hell wants creeps like you walking around and bringing on...
How about freedom of choice?
No,
How about freedom of choice?
afraid of both.
No, how about freedom of
You
choice?
gotta do it in a car.
Freedom of choice.
Yes,
Freedom of
some
choice.
freedom.
Hey, we have right choice. You ain't got nothing. That was a $12,000 phone bill. That's not what I'm talking about. You need to be right there. Don't want to say that me. If you don't think that means what's going to happen, boy.
You'll be right back. You'll be right back. Come on. Let me, Paula, I wasn't supposed to tell you this, all right, but I'm going to tell you.
Hardly wait.
I found out about it earlier. I'll tell you now, just so you can build to it. A two-time murderer, Gino, wants to take you out for
Hey,
dinner.
listen. Hey, listen. Since I'm a silent killer here, I got to move out of here. Excuse me. Sit over there, will you? I got to break this train somehow. I'm not that bad.
Gino, let me ask you.
I get close
As
to
a-
Alex.
That's it. That's the man for you.
As a two-time convicted killer and a man who spent several years behind bars, would you rather serve a life term or spend a weekend with Paula at the Valentine Motel?
Hey, put me back in the electric chair.
Let me introduce, if you will, another one of our audience members, a gentleman by the name of Michael Weinberger. Michael, you're somewhat of an all-star yourself, I think, pal, having been on our show before. Do you think Gino even deserves a choice, or should he have spent the rest of his life in jail?
I don't think he should have been spending the rest of his life in jail, not after the first conviction for intentional murder. It's very hard for me to think. Let me ask Gino himself. Can I ask you this question? After the first conviction for intentional murder, can you give us one convincing reason why he should not have been executed?
An accident?
And you gotta understand. Wait a second, Michael. Wait a second. In fairness to Gino, his defense were he and his buddy were shooting beer cans off each other's heads, and he accidentally put one to his buddy's eye. Right? Right? I mean, the guy, truly,
All
Gino.
I can say is, remember, drugs and booze will break the unity of the family, and it will also kill the person next to you, especially when you play with an unloaded gun.
So, Gino, even you support the death penalty for intentional murder, right?
I feel if, if it's somebody's mother or,
but do you?
Of course,
do you?
yes, I do.
You do?
Some
well,
of
so
them
then,
do deserve
if you
it. Some of them
support the
probably-
death penalty...
Some of them probably want to be executed, but the system keeps on holding them off year after year.
If you support
So
the
what's
death
the
penalty
difference?
for intentional murder,
And I'm
then
from
why
Dukakis
shouldn't anyone
way.
else?
Oh, wait a second. Dr. D, you were a professional wrestler, but your day job, of course, is hunting down the scum and vermin that slip through the police dragnet. How much force would you use if you had to hunt down old Tats Gentile here?
Well, it wouldn't take too much to hunt him down. He's marked pretty good, a lot of tattoos, and he's got a, he's built good, and he said he's not hard to find. So I'd find him pretty easy, and I'd take him in pretty easy. We established that here a while back, And as far as you're saying, convicted murder should be intentionally murder. If a guy goes out and kills a guy, or a guy sells drugs, and a police officer is killed in a drug transaction, I think they should be murdered.
Absolutely.
I think these sex perverts should be murdered.
And as a matter of fact, I think you and I would agree that would save lives, because here we've got a two-time murderer. So if after the first intentional murder
Who's
there's a
the
death
two-time-
penalty,
who's the two-time murderer?
well, after the first intentional murder, if there's a death penalty, we're actually saving lives in the long run.
Who's the two-time murderer? I missed that.
The fellow.
I don't think he's committed two murders. I think you're wrong on that.
You're not a two-time murderer?
No, just the one time.
the
So
one
when he
time.
does it again, we'll all push for the death penalty, okay?
I don't know if I want to wait the second time.
Wait a second, Diane. Wait a second, let me ask a question. Gino, let me ask a question. Manslaughter.
Yeah.
Served time, right? You were accused of another murder, right?
No, it was,
Come on,
it was
Steve.
I did 7 months, they call it negligent homicide.
Oh, negligent homicide was
Negligent
the other.
homicide.
Yeah, it
That's seven,
consists,
okay.
yeah.
But
it
two guys
consists-
did die.
I am.
Two guys did die.
Well, hey, if you were going to get stabbed by somebody, I mean, what are you going to do, stand there and get stabbed at? I mean, I fought back. I'm sorry, people
Good
of
for you
America,
for fighting
know?
back. They want you to fight back. Let me go to Diane. Let me come back to Diane. Let's go to Diane, all right? As my favorite pornographer.
I was gonna give him the more.
Where'd you let me go here? My favorite pornographer, I'm sure you come across some pretty sleazy types. Do you think Dr. D is an asset to society or just another criminal with a license to...
Hold it. Now, you make a statement. No, you make a statement. Hang on a minute. Let me come back on that statement. You call me a... No, your mama's and your daddy's for having you and not teaching you right from wrong. Because I'm going to tell you, hon. I'm going to tell you. If you... Hey, you shut up, fat boy. Hey, you shut up. Don't stand up to me, punk. You better sit down, boy. I'll set you down. Don't think I won't. And let me tell you something. I don't care if you're the last woman on earth. You couldn't bum a date off of me. I got a dog at home. I can shave his make him walk backwards look better than you. Now, you ain't got nothing to say about nobody. You ain't got to just sit down. I don't want to talk to you.
Dr. D, let me ask you a question. If I murder somebody, the vigilante comes after me, he can go to prison. What is the difference between you and a vigilante?
Well, okay, hold on. I can answer that.
What is the difference between a vigilante?
I'll tell you. I've got a lot of hormones in my body. I got hormones running wild in my body, hon. They're all natural. But you ain't getting none of them. You or that freak ain't getting none either.
What is the difference between you and a vigilante?
Okay, first thing, shut up and I'll talk, okay? Now, first thing, me and a vigilante. First thing, you never learn about me and a vigilante because nobody's come after you. They wrap you up and take you to the joint because everybody's begging for people like you and you in the joint. Because they need people like you two up there. And you can bring them money or food or whatever they need to keep their cigarettes, to keep everybody happy because he can make a whole thing. No, what you need is some upbringing. You know what I mean? You need some upbringing because you ain't nothing but a slut. A slut.
Dr. D, hey, first of all, he wouldn't last 2 weeks in the joint. Let me tell you, white
That's right.
guys, we're men. This guy wouldn't last 2 weeks.
That's right. That's right.
This guy would be toilet paper.
That's right.
We gotta keep this guy out of the joint because this guy supports my industry.
Let me,
This guy's
Diane.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I support your industry. Bull.
No.
No.
You don't support us with your mouth. You support us with your dollars.
Bull.
You
Hey,
put us down with your mouth, and your wallet keeps us in business.
that was
You're a
before.
hypocrite.
No, that's now. I have joined, and Lloyd, I'll tell you this right now. On the last show, a couple shows, months ago, you had the 777th precinct on this show. I am now a member of that organization. We are going to stamp out pornographers like
Meanwhile,
her.
do you know
We
what
want to
this
get
man
rid of
told
them.
me standing in line? He said, I would love some bondage-style phone sex.
That was a joke.
Oh.
Huh?
Right.
That was a
Just
joke.
when you asked for my phone number, too, huh?
All right.
Come on,
He
Dr.
wants
D.
bondage. He wants bondage-style phone sex. We'll tie him up. Get someone to call him next. Stay with us.
UHF.
All right. Let me go to Randy first, our phone sex aficionado here. Randy, looking at you, I can tell why you needed phone sex instead of the real thing. All right, but truthfully, why $12,000 in phone sex? And are you still calling those lines?
No, I'll tell you, Lloyd. I think what happened is, and a lot of people I've talked to, past couple of minutes, felt the same way. I went through a bad relationship. I turned to the phone because I was afraid of life. And I started turning to phone sex as an
Born again Christian.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I've heard thousands of people tell me the same exact story. But my life turned around. I have a lot now. I have a woman that loves me. I have a home. I have everything now.
You stole it from her.
No, I haven't. And I'll tell you, the phone sex is very damaging.
Does the woman you have now tie you up and have bondage sex with you?
Yes, why?
She does?
Yes, it's fantasy. Why shouldn't it be
Boy,
fantasy?
boy, you, hey.
Well, no wonder you
This guy keeps up. I'm going to have to
you
hold
went
back
to
Dr.
Jughead
D.
here then and asked her to have a little...
Yeah, but she
I'll tell you,
she
this guy
puts together
sounds
slut
good to
night.
me.
She portrays
I do,
women.
made for you exactly.
No way, baby. No way.
For male sluts like you.
No way, baby. No way. No way. No way.
Both of you belong
Let
in
me
a hog
introduce
pen
you
out
to
here in
Leg Show.
Tennessee,
You
hill
can get all
land
the
somewhere.
abuse
Both
you
of you
need.
could waddle in the mud together. You know what I mean? Both of you are nothing
You're
but...
the wrestler. You're the one ought to be familiar with that kind of...
Hey, I don't waddle in the mud, hon. I go out and I beat men up. Men, not punks, not like
That's
this,
an
and
admirable
not
thing.
bitches
I like a
like
man
you.
who
You hear
beats
me?
men.
Not people like
Beat
this.
any sissies
You know what
up.
I'm saying?
Real men.
Why don't you stand up and act like a woman? You act like a $2 slut down here in Harlem. That's all you are. That's all you are. This woman here is 10 times
What the hell are you talking about? That I'm not a woman?
I didn't say you weren't, but you keep talking.
You're a liar. You
I
did
got a
say
right
it,
to
too. You
run
said it
down
while
you.
ago, and I heard
And
it.
I'm not a slut. I'm a woman 100%.
I want to know, number one, hold on. I want to know the definition of slut. I ain't having with no relationship. I go to bed with one man.
Slut.
That's right.
Some lousy, undulating tart.
Right.
S-L-U-T.
That's the best,
Slut.
Mort.
I'm a great undulating tart. I don't qualify. It's
Good question.
comfortable.
Wait a second, wait a
They're doing it
second.
too.
I ain't doing it, Deb. You, my dress is out. You tell me.
I'm a
Exactly. She is a bitch.
I don't even show my legs.
I'm wearing shorts. It's okay to sit with your legs
But you
apart.
have
Your crotch
absolutely no
doesn't
class.
hang out.
You have absolutely no class. Even, didn't you say that before? Didn't you tell her she had no class? You're definitely a slut. That's
Yes, she is.
What is your definition of a slut? What is, come up here. Come up here. What is your definition of a slut?
Come on.
Come on. Get up here. What is your definition of a slut?
you.
No. You don't know me. You don't know me. You have seen me for 15 minutes.
Okay, you
What is
act
your
like a
definition?
slut. You have absolutely no class. You stand there with your legs open. You just,
I'm wearing pants.
it doesn't matter. It's the way you come across.
Okay. So if a woman keeps her knees together and horses, she's not a slut.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying you
Yeah,
act
then you go to bed with a horse.
exactly.
Do you have sex?
Give him hell. Did
Yeah.
somebody already
Do you
throw
like
a chair,
sex?
by the way? It was done
Yeah.
on another show.
Do you have sex with one man?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at anything erotic to help your sex?
Sure.
You have decided that I'm a slut because I'm a pornographer and I'm
act
sitting
like
on Morton
one.
Downey and my
And you-
knees are not clasped
You just
together.
don't act like a woman.
I don't act like a woman? Guys, am I a woman?
Oh, thank you.
Good for you.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, the sky's on. I'm all set.
Let me go to Alan. Let me introduce you, please, to Alan Zellen. He's an attorney who defends the sex phone operators, etc. Alan, as an attorney who defends these sexy slime balls, is there any line that you won't cover for the almighty buck?
Is there any line that who won't
Yeah,
cover
and
for the
defending
Almighty?
pornographers.
Well, I've been here. First of all, you got All-Stars here. You got a virgin here who's never seen it before. I think you guys are great. This guy comes on. He's an attorney, and he's a bull. He turns to the guy, and he says, "Why aren't you dead?" The other day in Kings County, they released a man who had been sentenced to 158 years in jail for killing 6 firemen and setting a fire. They discovered that the district attorney hid the evidence, and the guy walked out. If he had his way, he would have been dead 5 years ago. You tell me how the hell you get that guy back to life.
I don't know if that fellow was convicted for intentional murder, was
You're
he?
full of was convicted for arson. What the hell is worse than that? How do you get him back to life?
Listen, I don't know if anything is much worse than that.
And the next thing is, every time I've heard this program, everybody has been so gosh darn patriotic, including you.
Oh.
But you're afraid of anything that's different. All right, the greatest thing about this country...
Let's listen.
The greatest thing about this country is freedom. We have free enterprise, which means that people can go out and do something and make a living, and we have freedom to say and do what we want as long as we don't hurt anybody else. Some gal comes up here who's earning a living in free enterprise and doing something that nobody has shown hurts anybody else, and this whole crew of yo-yos is screaming and hollering, led by you! Led by you! For what? Do you really believe in America, or do you believe in America where Morton Downey makes the rules and everybody else is...
I believe in America where the people make the rules.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. The people make the rules, and there is no law against what that young lady does.
As long as you don't show in a magazine penetration, things like that. And she doesn't show that in her magazine. But like this young lady says here, why do you have to sit in front of a TV camera with your legs spread giving a Bieber shot?
All right. Number one, excuse me, number one, there's no Bieber shot. Number two, let's see somebody stand up and say that Sports Illustrated is full of too. The biggest edition they have of the year is their swimsuit edition, which shows ass and thighs. It has nothing to do with
Quite
swimming or
obviously, there's going to
sports.
be very little of this show that'll be seen.
Sorry. This guy stands up and yells at everybody. He's out there collecting criminals. He was a...
Something wrong with that?
No, it's wonderful.
No, wait a minute. I got something to tell you. Let me tell you something.
Wait a minute.
If the truth was known, if you'd offend this slut, you probably sleeping with her on the side. That's my opinion only. And I want to tell you another thing, Jack. You're talking about me. I hope. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are
Yeah. Oh, shut up. Shut up. We're talking over here.
I guess you just...
Hey, and another thing. Let me tell you something. I see people like you every day, man. All you want is a dollar bill. You don't care how you get it. You don't care how anybody gets it. You don't care how many kids run up $1,000 talking to this piece of garbage. And this guy sitting beside him, he's a freak. He needs to be locked up, put away, because our kids are walking the street. And you're coming up here telling me that you are defending, they got a right to do this? No, they don't have a damn right to do it. And if I catch him out on the street making freak phone calls around my daughter or my son, I'm going to beat the hell out of him. And I will beat the hell out of you if you wake me up. Now, what do you say about that, old man? Huh? No, not him, me. What do you say, old man?
I think if you're out collecting criminals, the least
Yeah, I'm collecting them. I hope you got a charge against you.
The least you could do is act within the law.
I'm within the law.
Not by going out and beating people up because you
I have
don't like
not
what
beat
they
nobody
do.
up yet.
You just said if you're caught and
I
you
will
beat
beat him up if I catch him around my kids.
Keep your kids at home. Man.
I ain't keeping my kids at home. They got a right. It's a God-given right to walk the street of the United States of America. Now you're telling me to keep my kids home. You're full of You're full of everything you stand for. You're nothing but a piece of garbage yourself. My opinion, you should have never passed the bar. I don't know how you did it, defending people like this.
I would defend people like this much quicker than I would spend my hard-earned money going to wrestling shows that are all rehearsed before the first guy gets on.
See, you're a liar. You're a liar. I'm not going to get into that with you, but you're a liar. You're a barefaced liar. That ain't my opinion. I'm making a statement. You're a damn liar.
No, not a barefaced
Yes, you're
liar.
a liar.
I've had a beard for 30-some-odd years.
Oh, turn the freak. You're a freak. You're a freak and they're a freak. Right here. Everyone in the audience. Come on. All right.
We're at 31 UHF.
Wait a second. Randy has a question.
Okay.
This is the guy who has the masturbation problem. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, pornography. Do you think it's damaging? I talked to several police officers and had an interview with a Vice Squad. You know, every time they had a rape victim or a rapist, they found out pornography was involved. Pornography is destroying people. People like her should stop printing. They could drive her out of business.
Because they
Excuse me, hold on.
like this
The fact that you
above me in
did
the
your
hall and
research
begged
by
me to
talking to
beat
a
them.
policeman doesn't cut the least amount of wood. If you really want the research, go to the sociology and everything else. There is more alcohol associated. Hey, wait a minute, mister. It's my turn.
Wait a minute. I work with kids, and I'll tell you something. I got a I do. I got a 9-year-old kid right now wanting to commit suicide. He's only 9 years old. And he's committing, you know why? Because not only because of the sex, the people with their drugs and everything else, is because the kid can't handle it. He has no one to talk to.
Wonderful. What's that got to do with this? You want to talk about crime? The first thing that's associated with crime and death and killing is alcohol. Now, why don't you turn around and let's say do away with alcohol? Because nobody will do it. If there wasn't a market for it, Mort says the people ought to decide.
Damn right.
Yeah, older people.
All right.
I see 17-year-old kids drinking.
No, she sells.
And I was 17 when I started.
She sells hundreds of thousands of magazines.
Let's go to the audience. All the experts have their share.
All right. You're saying pornography. You're trying to justify it through other crimes.
Can't hear you.
You're trying to justify pornography through other crimes.
I'm
You're
not.
saying, oh,
He
this
did.
crime is worse. Does that make it right just because that murder is worse than pornography?
Whoever said pornography is
But
bad?
we got to start somewhere. All right, we got to cut the law says pornography is bad. Pornography would be
Whoa,
easy
if
to
the
cut.
law
You know,
said it would be stopped.
I don't think anyone is saying that a naked body is bad, all right?
All right.
I don't think anyone's saying that. I think when you start showing naked
8-year-old
bodies,
kids see it.
all right? I don't think when you start showing naked bodies copulating and having insertion in that, I don't think that's good. I think that's bad.
You know,
a guy
everybody
like
is-
Randy probably needs that so he can, have his...
Lord, with all due
That Randy
respect,
ought to walk around, he ought to take his clothes off and go on 42nd Street in Times Square and walk
that
around.
would end sex crime forever.
How can you talk bad about pornography? Have you ever looked at a Skin magazine?
Yeah, but I'm not... Look, what do you think we have AIDS for? From the explicit, we always show pornography like it's nothing. So when the little kids see it, they think, hey, it's all right, let's go have sex.
Why are
And it's
little
reasons like
kids
that that we have AIDS.
pornography? Why are kids and little kids have no interest in sex. Why would they want to have sex from looking at pornography?
No. The audience, Professor. You had your thought. Now, Randy, let the audience ask questions.
He's ready to talk. I want to ask him a question. Randy, how long have you been off the phone, number one? Number two, why don't you start a club to help other perverts like yourself save some money? And then I got another question for Paul. Paul, I'm a hairdresser. I want you to come and see me at Salon 45. I got a color for your hair that'll really do something for you.
Sing us something now. Sing us something, and Doug and the rest of you are going to have to beat this, all right? But I could get the medal over his head, over hers, his. This is the only one I couldn't get it over. So she must give... Now, young lady, go ahead.
I don't know if you're a slut, but I just want to tell you I think you're a pig. All you've done is talk about sex. All you've done is talk about sex and sit with your legs open since you got on the show. Is that all you know what to talk about?
I'm sitting comfortably. Men are allowed to sit
Oh,
comfortably.
so you used to have your legs open, you say. So you used to have your legs spread.
I know. All these people are obsessed with my sexuality. Why does it matter? Even if I am a
Truthfully,
pig,
do either three of these folks here look like rocket scientists to
That
you?
bothers me.
It
I'm here
bothers
to
you.
express my
You came to
opinion.
watch the Morton Downey show and you profess you're bothered by something? You
That's
came to
what I'm
see a
here
freak
for.
show, woman.
That's what I'm here for. That's what this is for.
You're here to yell. You came here to yell.
At you. At you.
You're made
Go ahead,
uncomfortable by
sir.
sexual women
Go ahead,
because you're
sir.
afraid your man is going to look at me and get
That's
hard
your pig.
on.
You think you're You think you're hot?
Dr. Schultz, I'd just like to ask you a question.
Let me hear this man. Go ahead,
Schultz, I'd
pal.
like to ask you a question. What are your feelings on the death penalty?
My feelings on the
The
death
death penalty.
If a guy's convicted of a crime serious enough without a reasonable doubt, hey, kill him.
Hang him, hang him.
Let him do it. Right? He wants to do it first.
Give him the chair.
Yeah, baby. Come here,
Go ahead, man.
Why, what do you want?
Let's see what a woman you are.
He's tied down.
Go ahead, Alice.
Take it off, baby. Go see him. Alice, he looks like a nice guy.
At first, I always ask what you want. I never open the door.
I just want to give you a hug and a kiss. Why not?
All right. Let me hear from this gentleman here. Let me hear from this
Say that
gentleman.
I agree with the doctor there, and that somebody should take the law into their own hands to stop sluts like her. Because
From doing what? From bringing people pleasure? You think somebody should go out and kill people who bring pleasure?
no, from being
You're
a
a real
bad
sick
influence in
man.
society.
You know, we're real American here. We're all getting up here. We're real upset about sex, which makes people feel good, and we're all real
Makes
thrilled
people
about a guy
feel
who goes
good,
out and beats
and if you
people
do
up.
it with some of them who've been making everyone feel good, they'll make you feel dead
How would
eventually.
you feel about how would you
I'll be
like
back in just a second. I gotta tell you, Alice, you are being accused by this one and this one of being anything less than a woman.
Marbles together, two at the age of 61.
Well, that's the
And
one
I don't
thing
need
I quit.
like the two of you and you two to change my mind.
I don't change your mind.
Well, I have to know one thing.
I would look at your garbage. You're not even fit to walk, for Christ's sake.
Would Bill
I
Boggs
wonder how
please
many
come out here a
marriages
second?
will go last.
Would Bill Boggs please come out here a second? 'Cause we have something for our guys.
Hello, All-Stars. I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. I'd just like to point out that all the Morton Downey Jr. All-Stars are going to receive Loudmouth. Bring the good nature and fun and excitement of the Morton Downey Jr. Show TV show right into your home. You'll get this game after the show.
I said it can't work.
Now, I can assure you, Alice, I can assure you, he'll want the game because I think there's a dirty picture in there. All right? And he'll have some fun.
I have one thing to say, and I'll tell you, this is what, you tell me
Little
what you
miniature
think.
telephone in the box.
Where I come from, there's one cable network where I come from that puts on pornography day and night.
Do you watch it?
No.
Did you watch it when you were on the phone?
No.
You never watched? Why didn't you watch that when you were on the phone instead of getting on the phone?
See, there's two kinds of sex.
You know what you need? I don't
There's
go.
only you know what they need.
Hey, I don't go. Just shut up. You ain't done it. There you go. I done told you to shut up. You don't run your mouth and shut up. I want you to shut up. And don't stand up to me, okay?
Well, actually, if they're getting
Certainly Randy's cooled off.
You're all right, Gino. You just bounced off of me. You're all right. You're all right.
Got news for you. Let me hear this, young man.
Yeah, I'd just like to commend people like the good doctor up there, someone who does take the law into his own hands. Often cops don't get a chance to get convicted criminals, and I think you do again. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank God we got guys like this. Quigley.
How do you feel about gun control first?
Do what? I didn't hear you.
Gun control? How do you feel about
Gun control, I think the Constitution says we have a right to keep guns, and we should be able to keep guns. Convicted felons shouldn't have the right to keep guns. If they take the guns away from us, only the crooks are going to have guns.
That's
Great.
exactly right. Alice, we're going to let you...
That crowd perfect. Between a fat, a slut, and a transvestite, and two gentlemen
Never
and a
heard the
perfect
word
lady.
slut.
Bravo!
I'd just like to say thank you.
These are your All-Stars and my All-Stars, all right? There's a champ, a champ, a champ, a chump, a slump, and a bump. All right? You got them all, fellas.